Hello everyone, today we will learn about adverb. Do you know what is an adverb? An adverb is a word or phrase that modifies an adjective, a verb, and other adverb, expressing the relation of time, place, circumstance, manner, cause, degree, and etc. Here are some tips or precautions for you to understand an adverb. First, an adverb that modifies a verb usually tells you how, when, where, why, how often, or how much the action is performed. Next, when modifying an adjective, an adverb can answer questions regarding the extent to which an adjective describes a noun. Last but not least, you could use several adverbs to modify an adverb, but avoid overusing adverbs in a sentence. Next, we will look at this example on how adverbs modify verb. Firstly, Phoebe danced gracefully on the stage. The verb is dance and the adverb is gracefully. And the second sentence is I will exercise tomorrow. The verb is exercise and the adverb is tomorrow. So next we will look at how adverb modify adjective. Afifa looked extremely happy. So extremely is the adverb and happy is the adjective. And next, Shadia is exceptionally smart. Smart is the adjective and exceptionally is the adverb. And lastly, we will look at how an adverb modify other adverb. The first sentence is I put the book on the table very neatly. So the adverb here is neatly, which adjective plus ly, it becomes adverb. And the other adverb is very. And lastly, my Sarah walks a bit slowly. The adverb here is slowly and the other adverb is a bit.
Thank you, Vanessa, for your brief explanation on what adverb is. So now I am Nur Afifah will be taking part on explaining the types of adverbs that Vanessa has mentioned just now, and I am in charge to explain on adverb of manner and adverb of frequency. So now let's start with adverb of manner. Adverb of manner is used to describe how something happens. It doesn't matter if it is an action verb or non-action verb. A tip here is you can use adverb of manner to answer the question how. So when you want to describe an action or a verb, just ask yourself, how is it happen? Most adverb of manner are formed by adding ly to the adjective. For example, they decorated the apartment beautifully. So the verb used here is decorated, meanwhile the adverb of manner used here is beautifully. So how did they decorate the apartment? Beautifully. Another thing is, some adverb of manner also have a form without ly. The form is the same as the adjective. For example, clean, wrong, and etc. A usage note, the adverb without ly is considered less formal. For example, do not speak so loudly. It is considered more formal rather than do not speak so loud, which is considered less formal. Be careful. Some adjectives also end in ly. For example, friendly, lonely, lovely, and silly. Another thing is, some common adverb of manner are not formed by adding ly to the adjective. For example, adverb of good is well, not goodly. And lastly, early, fast, hard, late, and wrong have the same adjective and adverb forms. So if you want use this word for adverb or adjective, you just have to use the actual spelling without adding anything. Now let's moving on to adverb of frequency. So adverb of frequency describe how often an action happens. As you can see in the slide, there are 9 examples of adverb of frequency. And at the very left of the slide, you can see that they are percentage. So what are these percentage defined? This percentage define the frequency of the action happens when you want to use these words. For example, Lily always goes out on Friday morning. You can see the percentage there is 100%. So we know that On every Friday morning, Lily will go out. And you can see other examples as stated in the slide. But these are also known as adverb of indefinite frequency, as the exact frequency is not defined. So what is adverb of definite frequency? Adverb of definite frequency is when you define the exact frequency of the action happens. For example, hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Nur Afifa, for your absolute and detailed explanation. My name is Shadia Huda, and now I'm going to explain about the adverb of time. Adverb of time are usually used to answer the question when. It tells us when an action happened, for how long, and how often. Adverb of time has standard position in a sentence depending on what the adverb is telling us. The first point of adverb of time is adverb that tell us when an action happened. These adverbs are usually placed at the end of the sentence. Here is the example. Nicole went to her grandma's house yesterday. The next point is adverb that tell us for how long. Same like the previous adverb, these adverbs are usually placed at the end of the sentence. A simple reminder here, for adverbial phrase that tell us for how long, the word for is followed by an expression of duration, while the word since is followed by an expression of a time. Here is the example. I stay in New York all by myself for 7 years. Next, I have not seen my grandparents since February. The last part is adverb that tell us how often. This adverb is used to express the frequency of an action. It is usually placed before the main verb and after the auxiliary verb. The auxiliary verb includes the verb be, have, may, and must. Following sentence are the example of this adverb. I often dream warmly before I go to sleep. Based on the example, we can see the adverb often is placed before the verb dream. Furthermore, this adverb also expresses the exact number of an action. The adverb is usually placed at the end of the sentence. For example, the school article is being published monthly. Following next is the adverb of degree. Adverb of degree is used to tell about the intensity of something. It is usually placed before the adjective, verb, or adverb that they modify. Here is some example. Firstly, quite. The pantomime play by the rookie actors was quite boring. The adverb quite here is to modify the adjective boring. Secondly, just. I was just holding the glass, but it suddenly broke. The adverb just here is to modify the verb holding. The third adverb is very. I was shivering like crazy because the weather was very cold. The adverb very here modify the adjective cold. Follow up is almost. I almost hurt myself when playing the basketball. The adverb almost here modify the verb hurt. The next adverb is to. The students speak too loudly that they have to get out of the library. The adverb to here modifying the adverb loudly. Furthermore is extremely. I am extremely tired after staying up for 3 days to complete my assignments. The adverb extremely here is modifying the adjective tired. Lastly, enough. You are doing good enough to live your life to the fullest. The adverb enough here is modifying the verb doing. Moreover, is adverb of emphasis. The use of adverb can emphasize a stronger meaning for a sentence. Here is an example. I am pissed off. I am very pissed off. I am deadly pissed off.
My name is Siti Nomaisar binti Sir Hamid, and thank you, Shadia, on explaining adverbs of emphasis. Now, I am going to explain adverbs of place. Adverbs of place tell us where something happens. It is usually placed after the main verb or after the clause that they modify. They do not modify adjectives or other adverbs. Some examples of adverbs of place are here, everywhere, outside, away, around. For example, Lim looked around but he couldn't see the cat. I searched everywhere I could think of. I'm going back to the playground. The documents are here. There's my coat on the back of the chair. So these are the different types of usage of adverbs of place. In the first sentence, Lim looked around. Around is explaining the direction Lim is looking. I searched everywhere. Everywhere is explaining the unspecified location I am searching. I'm going back. Back is explaining where I am going. The usage of here is explaining the documents are near the speaker. The usage of there is explaining that the code is far away from the speaker. So this is adverbs of place and how it is used. Now I am going to explain conjunctive of adverbs. A conjunctive adverb can join two main clauses. In this situation, the conjunctive adverb behaves like a coordinating conjunction connecting two complete ideas. A conjunctive adverb will also introduce, interrupt, or conclude a single main clause. When you use a conjunctive adverb, put a semicolon before it and a comma after it. Some examples of conjunctive adverbs are accordingly, also, besides, consequently, finally, however, indeed, instead, likewise, meanwhile, moreover, nevertheless, next, otherwise, still, therefore, then. The structure of conjunctive adverb is main clause plus semicolon plus conjunctive adverb plus comma plus main clause. For example, the due date for the final paper has passed. Therefore, I could not submit mine on time. There are many history books. However, none of them may be accurate. It rained hard. Moreover, lightning flashed and thunder boomed. As you can see, semicolon is always used before the conjunctive adverb when separating two independent clauses. Conjunctive adverbs are not strong enough to join independent clauses without supporting punctuation. So this is conjunctive adverbs and how it is used.
Thank you, my Sarah, and let me start mine. I'll be explaining about the position of adverb. There are three positions of adverb, which is front position, mid position, and end position. In a front position, adverb is at the beginning of a clause, while in the mid positions, the adverb is next to the main verb, and in the end position, the adverb is at the end of the clause. Some of the adverb might not fix in a position. It can be in the front position, middle position, or end position. For example, the adverb yesterday. Yesterday can be used in front like yesterday I went to a grocery, or it can be used in the end, which is I went to grocery yesterday. Let's look deeper to the position of adverbs. Firstly, front positions, which is the adverb is used at the beginning of clause. There are three types of adverbs here showing the front position of adverbs. Adverb of frequency. Sometimes I see him in the market. So at here, sometimes is used in the beginning of the clause. Adverb of manner. Suddenly he opened the car door. Adverb of certainty. Maybe we will go out to eat tonight. Maybe is used at the beginning of the clause. Secondly, middle positions. The middle position of adverbs are often used next to the main verb. So there are 5 types of adverb here that showing the middle position of adverbs. Adverb of time and frequency. He always has cake as his dessert. Adverb of manner. She easily passed the test. Adverb of place. He walked towards the cafe. Adverb of certainty. We will probably go out to eat tonight. Emphasizing adverb. It's quite generous of you to let me stay at your house. So, from here, we can see that the adverb at the mid position is often used next to the main verb. Thirdly, the end positions. There are 3 types of adverb here that showing the end positions. Adverb of frequency. He visits me occasionally. Occasionally is used as the end of the clause. Adverb of manner. Her mother scolded her angrily. Angrily is used as the end of the clause. Adverb of place. The children are playing outside. Outside is used as the end of the clause.
That's all from us. Thank you.